Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be reacting to 10 Years of Coding in 13 Minutes by Zermatt Tech. Yeah, so before we get started, make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, let's get started.
Finally, I get to make this video. I've seen this video being made by many tech YouTubers, and finally I can make it because it's been exactly 10 years that I've been coding.
Oh, so I have 3 more years because I've been coding for just about 7 years and like 3 months, I believe. So yeah, I still have 3 more years. Then I could make this again. I'm kidding.
Which means from 2012 to 2022 today. So I thought by the time I finished making this video, it would be 2022. So that's why I pretended as if it were already 2022. Sorry. Also, I just want to note that I know a lot of you might use this video as a playbook for what classes to take, what side projects to do, or what companies to work for. Don't. I mean, everyone's path is different. Even if you've been working at a different industry and you don't have a CS degree like me, it doesn't mean you can't get into tech. This portion of the video is sponsored by Grow with Google.
Also, like, not everyone has a defined path to become a software developer. Like, anyone can do it, right? It's just like, you don't have to have a CS degree. You could always just meet the right people and always climb the ladder in like a company, right? So it's always that. So yeah, what he said is correct. And take it to heart.
Which is why I want to talk about Grow with Google and their Google Career
Let me
Certificate,
just skip
which
this.
is a sponsor of. I joined the robotics club in school where we had to build. Now back to the video.
Okay.
Year 2012, the year of initiation.
So how
I joined the robotics club in school where we had to build a robot to compete in a competition called CRC. I was not a big fan of manual labor because using any hand tools would potentially break my beautiful nails. So that was out of the question. There was only one thing left for me: programming the robot's brain. Now, I didn't even know what programming was back then.
Also, like with programming, you could do anything, right? Like, sky is the limit. So yeah, like artificial intelligence, robotics, anything is possible with coding. So yeah, like I believe at some point it will become the most essential skill that everyone will know. So yeah.
Just read the instructions and tried to make it work so that we can control our robot with the joystick. What I used to do that was their own simplified language called Robot C. Of course, our team won the whole thing, the whole competition, but that's also because we were competing against 14-year-olds, and we were 19 at the time. So 2012 was also the year.
Okay, so well, it's still good that they won, so I would still say congrats, but yeah.
I started college at University of Waterloo. And I took my first CS course called Design.
I believe that's in Canada, right? So, and in Canada, I believe it's a 5-year course to get a bachelor's degree. So, yeah.
Functional programs. So I wrote code like this: no loops, no variables.
Oh, functional programming. That was so long. Well, I did Haskell. I used Haskell as my functional program when I was in uni. So I don't know what it's used, but yeah, functional programming is a good thing to learn. Let's go that way.
So what I learned: no one is too dumb for computer science. Year 2013. In 2013,
facts.
I became a finance wannabe. You have to pronounce it finance, not finance. So I was a finance wannabe.
No, finance.
Freshman year is a year of doing things just to pad your pitiful resume. You know it, I know it, no need to lie to me. My best work experience at this point so far: McDonald's, where I handled concurrent microtransactions in a fast-paced environment. So clearly I had to start a side project. And coincidentally, I built something that handled concurrent transactions in a high-speed environment. Like, I made a trading bot. The site had people betting on events.
See, like that's what I mean. So like you can refer back to the other video that I did, So it's all about practice, right? It's just like building any project in your spare time would be useful and always put it into like a repository that's public for other people. So like GitHub or something. That when you apply for a job and put your GitHub handle, so the employer could always visit your GitHub and see the project that you have done in your spare time. And from that you could always get like a connection from that, right?
Whether the gold price would reach X amount by the end of the week. And, most people did it for fun and games, but I had to ruin their fun by actually mathematically modeling the statistical likelihood of the outcome and bet on that. I sound smart, right? Not really. I just copied a Wikipedia article because there's a formula.
Yeah,
and that's it. That's all I did.
Yeah, so what I always say, programming is applied mathematics. If we have like a mathematical model or mathematical equation, just apply that into coding, and it will do so.
Money? Yes. Was it luck? Absolutely. I never even hedged my positions. Now, back in university, I took elementary algorithm design and data, something like that, where I learned about linked lists for the first time. And object-oriented programming, I took that course where I learned how to finally organize my code in classes. And then also I took the class called Logic and Computation, which I learned absolutely nothing. All that jazz helped me land an internship at Scotiabank. Doing what? You guessed it. Automated option pricing with Black-Scholes model. If that means nothing to you, don't worry. It doesn't mean anything to me too. Just buzzwords.
That's true. Like most companies just has some longest time, especially in like government jobs. Is that like I don't know. I think like if you're like a senior software engineer and if you work out in the UK, if you work out like the Home Office, it's like you're become like the colonel something, and it's like why? Like why all of these random words? It's like it makes no sense. Just call me a software engineer. Simple.
If you do understand, good job. No one asked. What I learned, you can't rely on others to just hand you things. If you want something worth getting, you'll have to be proactive, or else everyone else would also have it then. Year 2014, computer literacy. This was the year of demystifying computers.
I'm gonna study that soon, so hope, wish me luck. It could be long.
Data structures and data management, aka how to leak code, which is great because I probably wouldn't be able to get my next internship without it if it wasn't for that course. And that next internship was Citadel. And holy cow, did I learn a lot at Citadel.
I think most of the time you work in a financial environment, but like always investment banking and stuff. So yeah, that's also good as well.
This, right? For some reason, I had to build web servers from scratch in C++. I had to implement WebSockets from scratch, meaning I had to construct the data frames with like opcodes and stuff.
So the thing that you learned from that is that he learned a lot because he built everything from scratch. Make sure you note that.
Lost at first. My manager just gave me a networking textbook and an OS textbook. So I just learned just enough to complete my project.
And his manager's like, make sure you get it done in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Right, so TCP, bit manipulation, logs concurrency, all just to implement some server and a web interface to display tiny numbers quickly for traders who barely look at them. What I learned. Finally understood how a simple text file can turn into a program, how bits turn into data, and how programs turn into production-ready software.
Bits turn into data? What? Bit is data. Sure.
Year 2015. That year, I finally became a Silicon Valley baby boy by landing an internship at LinkedIn.
Oh.
While I was there, I wrote some C++ code that never got deployed. And I quote from "Your code was not only useless, but it was toxic. It held back our team for a whole quarter."
Bad. Well, yeah, I don't know what to say.
Anyways, I got a return offer and a stellar review. Great experience. 5 out of 5 would do it again. After the internship, I decided...
No.
do some research assistant work for my favorite operating system professor. I even got my face to be on the paper. Totally undeserved. So I was sick of doing the same thing. So I wanted to try some data science. So I went to intern at Facebook. I learned SQL. I learned how to make pretty graphs. I touched Mark Zuckerberg's hand, and then he put me on the blacklist. Yeah, that's it.
What? He should be a stand-up comedian because it's funny. I found it hilarious. But yeah.
Basically, I don't think I coded at all. Maybe a little bit of Python scripting, but mostly just SQL stuff. It was quite refreshing.
Well, even though he didn't did anything, it was still an experience for him. So yeah, a win-win.
What I learned: anything is learnable. Nothing is out of reach as long as you just sit down, be patient, and read from the beginning.
Like everything, it just makes sure all of your senses are open to take information in, right? So like everything is something new that you will everything is data, so you just have to get it into your system and just understand it and learn.
I never did distributed systems, low latency networking. I never did data analytics, but I just learned. Year 2016, rebellion.
That's the thing. Like I know some people learned all the things that he said, but they're not going to be good as him because he put it into practice, whereas he didn't. They just only learned it and just left it as they went because they only learned it for that CS degree, and now they do something else like web development or mobile development, and they don't need distributed system or any of those stuff. So yeah.
Senior year, I took one of the hardest courses in our school. Apparently, it was called computer graphics. It wasn't that hard conceptually. It was just a lot of work. Basically, during the whole...
I did computer graphics. It was just long, let's put it that way, because I had a MacBook and it would take forever for it to like compute the images because it was just like my MacBook isn't powerful now, so it's just so long. Let's put it that way.
I rendered so many pictures of balls and more balls and balls of different colors, balls of different transparency levels, balls of different glossiness. I made Dragon Balls. So my last internship was at Microsoft. They promised it would be a product management type job, but I ended up just prototyping Windows Server security products using PowerShell. What I learned? Absolutely nothing.
Nice.
Nothing.
He learned nothing from Microsoft. I don't know what to say.
Year 2017. Passion meets career. So I was on track to getting a prosperous career in tech with my resume.
Yeah.
But somehow, between 2016 and 2017, something went terribly wrong, and I suddenly wanted to become a YouTuber. So I worked at BuzzFeed as a data scientist, hoping that I can appear in some of their videos. My actual job was to try to understand Facebook videos.
Like me, I don't know, I'm still a computer science student, but I still do YouTube for fun because why not, right? It's like, I also don't just keep, because I feel like I just solely concentrate computer science, I will start to hate it, or I still find it enjoyable, but it's always better to spread myself up, right? So yeah.
I want to grow their Facebook pages. But at some point, they told me I should stop trying to appear in so many videos. Then I became depressed because it didn't make me.
It's true, because he wanted to be a YouTuber, or he wants to appear on YouTube. So when they told him you can't do it, he's like, why the heck am I here then? It's useless. So yes. Anyway. Well, he did well now because he's nearly on 2 million subscribers. So yeah, congrats to him.
After that, I decided to go back to Facebook as a data scientist, telling myself that I will never do YouTube again. Funny how life works, because I did join the Facebook's video creator team, so that was cool. And also, that's when my YouTube channel blew up. What I learned: the things you learn and the skills you gain that are completely unrelated to each other often actually complement each other, surprisingly. For example, my obsession with videos helped me understand the Facebook video platform intimately as a data scientist, which helped my job. Year
Yeah,
2008.
like if you think about it, it's funny how like stuff intertwined, right? Like how his passion for making videos and like video helped him like further his career with Facebook videos and stuff like that, right? So it's like everything has a link. Like everything I believe everything did extract from maths as a core, and everything just spread out from that, right?
Burnout. I really enjoyed working at
That's why there's like a saying, right? Everything can be explained in mathematical equation. Like everything can be explained in maths. So yeah.
Facebook because it was related to videos. I live and breathe video platforms. That's me. But I was also growing on YouTube a lot. So my focus was split. You know, I didn't stop to think about what I really wanted in life. I just did things.
Yeah.
Grew my channel, chased numbers, and got burnt out. I didn't code a single line as a data scientist. So nothing there. What I learned.
So what you learned from that is that he just made videos until he burned out. Coding wise, he did nothing. Yep, that's it.
One of the best skills to work on in your life is the ability to be self-aware and understand yourself.
True.
Just like coding, sports, or video games,
It's good for your mental health, so yeah, it's always better to be self-aware and always take care of yourself.
it comes down to practice. The more you work on trying to understand yourself, the more you'll be literate in your own emotions. And having that understanding of yourself will allow you to make way better decisions.
Yeah.
Year 2019, rebirth. So I needed to press reset on my life and think about what kind of life I wanted.
That's fair enough because he was burnt out, so rather than just quitting everything, he took a reset and just slowly just rebooted himself, right, and see what he should do from now on.
I wanted to chill, so I chose to be a software engineer. I was scared. I haven't coded in so long, and my last software job was in 2015, right? My last internship at LinkedIn. So I did the typical lead code grind, huge imposter syndrome, applied to 2 big companies, got extremely lucky, and got both offers. I was so relieved. So much of my mental health quickly got better, basically. Year 2020,
Good for him.
disillusionment. I never worked as a software engineer full time, so I thought I would have to really work hard to play catch up. But then I learned that everyone else was as clueless as I was. Coincidentally, once again, I was
That is like in most companies, even senior developers don't know the new technology, so it's like don't act. They act as they are, like they know everything and stuff, but it's not like they have the same knowledge as you. They just have more experience because they've been coding for a lot longer, and it showed from their ages to your age. Just compare how old they are and your age, right? So it's
mostly working in C++.
like
Same
the
thing.
knowledge or the concept that you know is the same. Sometimes you might know more because you would learn the newest stuff like A-star algorithm, A-star search, stuff like that, right? Whereas the older generation or senior developers won't know that, but it's just because they have more experience than you that they are better, essentially. Well, that's how companies define it, so I don't understand, but yeah.
Every time, I know. I did a lot of info work, even though I was in a product team, but I also did a lot of analysis as well because it was a product team. So you had to do analysis to kind of justify your projects to see if it's even worth pursuing.
Yeah.
So for stuff like that, the fact that I came from Facebook as a data scientist, it really came in handy. And also my presentations were always beautiful because I used to be a data scientist. What I learned, in the end, work is just work. Your technical
What you learned was absolutely nothing. No, it's not really that. It's gonna be different.
abilities and your expertise don't matter as much as you think.
Yeah.
What matters more is your grit and just if you can get stuff done.
And it's your determination to not like give up. It's like just try and just keep on trying. Like failure is just an obstacle. It's not like a dead end or like an end game. It's just an obstacle in your way to make you better. So yeah.
So just be a doer and make things you're proud of, and the rest will come. coding, YouTube, filmmaking, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. You're building
Like I said.
something.
Yeah.
Year 2021, moving on. This year, my YouTube channel became pretty big. I can't really call it a hobby anymore, but the crazy thing is, I'm loving it more than ever before. And the
And he should, like, his video is engaging, so yeah.
craziest thing is, I wanted to be a YouTuber when I was like 15, and it actually came true. I am so grateful that I have this YouTube channel. It gives me so much flexibility, allows me to express myself creatively, and it gives me access to some pretty impressive people in the tech world.
Yeah, I think it's like a way to build like connection, isn't it? Like, it's another source of connection income. So through YouTube, you could always get a connection to all the tech industry. Like the tech industry and YouTube is massive.
All because I make silly videos on the internet, right? It's crazy to think that I probably wouldn't have made it as a YouTuber if it weren't for my coding videos, if it weren't for me being a programmer. So I got really, really lucky. I am very lucky, but I also worked hard. So, what I've learned. There are lots of ways to be successful, and also success is defined differently for everyone.
That's true.
A good rule of thumb is to pursue projects and opportunities that you can learn from, that you can grow from.
Yeah.
Because in the end, successful outcomes are pretty much luck. So if you want to succeed, it's a numbers game, like rolling the dice. So keep rolling the dice. You can't control the outcomes of your dice rolls, but you can control what dice you use. And the more you work on yourself, the more the dice become weighted to your advantage.
Yeah, so think about it this way, like luck is about 10 to 20% of your outcome. You could change that luck from like how he described it, is a really the metaphor that he uses, like the dice you use, for example, like you could use a biased dice to make it work for you, right? So something like that.
So eventually, you'll hit jackpot as long as you keep rolling the dice. You'll achieve success, whatever that means for you specifically. Anyways, that's it for the video. See ya.
Yeah. That was a great video. Let's put it that way. Like, it showed like the thing that he's experienced in his 10 years of of coding and programming. So, yeah, what he mentioned is correct. Like, it's just doing, never giving up, just always pursuing what you like and just coding, right? That's what it is. Yeah, I hope you enjoy. Make sure you smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and subscribe down below. Yeah, so yeah, bye.